Can everyone hear me? Can you type in the chat box if you can hear me? And if you can see my slides here? Good. How's everyone doing today? Type in where you're from. And what's your favorite food? Hi, Sherry from Indiana. Hi, Sophie from Tennessee. We're just waiting for a few more people to come in and then we'll get started. Hi, James from New York. Go ahead and type in the chat box what you do for a living, too. Looks like some more people are coming in. Okay, we can get started. Welcome to the webinar, How to Write and Publish a Successful Book in 1 to 3 months, even if you're not a great writer. Even if you failed English class or you hate typing, you can definitely still produce a very, very professional book, a successful book. This is how you establish yourself as an authority in your niche, bring in leads on autopilot, get light years ahead of your competition, or maybe you just want to fulfill your dream of becoming an author. I dreamt of that ever since I was a little kid, and I became an author at 16, and I'm going to teach you some of my best secrets here today. All right. You're in the right place if you're an entrepreneur or you work in a client based industry. So, examples are coaches, consultants, doctors, chiropractors, realtors, dentists, fitness coaches, and you want to establish yourself as an authority figure, drive leads to your business on autopilot, and put yourself light years ahead of your competition. And maybe you've been dreaming of writing your first book for a long time and you want to finally get started on it. Maybe you just retired and you finally have time. You are also in the right place if you've written a book but you're not sure what to do with it. So maybe you've sent it to publishers and they've rejected it, or maybe agents have rejected it and you're just really feeling discouraged. And I've been there and done that. And maybe you have a book on Amazon and it's not selling as well as you want. Maybe you're just looking for a way to boost sales, get some marketing advice. If you stay till the end, here's the 4 things I'm going to do for you. I will send you the slides from today's presentation. I will send you the printable book launch and marketing checklist that goes along with my new book, Fearless Author, Prepare, Publish, and Launch Your Own ebook. I will invite you to book a free strategy session with me where we'll discuss your book, or maybe if you just have a book idea, and I'll give you some advice. And also, I will answer your questions in a live Q&A at the end. Sorry here. So sit back and relax, guys, because we're going to have some fun today. You can get a drink, get some coffee or tea, and I really want to share some really great information with you. So make sure you turn off your cell phone volume. Just tune out any of the distractions that you have, and we're going to get started here. Today, I'm going to show you the top 10 most common mistakes that new authors make. How to use your book as the ultimate business card to build your business and establish your credibility. How to build your email list on autopilot. How to get potential clients to book appointments with you also on autopilot. How to drive sales to your book on autopilot for free. A weird trick that I do on how to find great keywords for your book. And also another weird trick on how to get great keywords for your Amazon ads to boost sales for your book. How you can produce a top-notch book without writing it. I always write my own, but some people don't like writing, so you can do it both ways. The pros and cons of traditional publishing versus self-publishing, and how to write a book in a weekend, which sounds crazy, but it is definitely possible. So how does that sound? Ready to move forward? Type in the chat box if you're ready to move forward. Yes, definitely. Okay, great. Making sure you're with me here. So does this sound like you? You're good at what you do, but you just can't find enough high ticket clients to bring in the income that you really want. You've tried advertising locally or online, but you feel like you wasted your money. Didn't really do anything for you. You wish you had a way to get ahead of there's a little typo there. Get ahead of your competitors and be viewed as the best in your field. You wish there was a way to bring in more leads on a regular basis on autopilot. Or maybe this sounds like you. You've always dreamed of being an author, like I said, I have since I was a little kid. Maybe you've written a book or you don't want to deal with the traditional publishing process, or you know your book isn't even meant for traditional publishing because it's too unique, it's too diverse, maybe it's too specific. You've written a book and you have no idea how to publish it. Like the whole process probably just boggles your brain, and it is really confusing. It can be. You want to write a book, but you have never had the time. Like I said, maybe you retired. Maybe you're just in a new season of your life and it's finally time to cross that off your bucket list. Um, or maybe you've published a book and it's not selling as well as you like. And maybe you just need someone to guide you. That's okay. You can definitely ask for help with that. It can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. It actually there's a step-by-step solution for it. If any of these describe you, you're in the right place. And I'm really glad you're here. What would your life look like if you had people calling you for speaking opportunities and podcast interviews? You gain the respect and acknowledgement that comes with being a published author. You could hand your clients a potential, sorry, you could hand your clients and potential clients a polished, professional looking book with your name on it. You could tell your friends and family you finally achieved your goal of becoming an author. You could make passive income from your book, which is always a very nice bonus. You had quality leads coming in every week automatically, all because of your book. And if you stick around, I'm going to tell you how. Hey, I'm Ashley Emma, and here's a little bit about me. I wrote my first novel when I was only 14, and I self published it when I was 16, so I've been doing this for 10 years now. I self published three more while I was still a teenager and started making some passive income. It really wasn't that much, though, until I started to actually market my books and actually launch them correctly. Anyone who knows me knows I've wanted to be an author since I was a little kid. That's all I ever wanted to do. And when I was little, I started making little books out of paper and staples. And when I was 12, I wrote a pretty decent novella, which is a short novel. And I think I'm actually going to publish that once I get some free time, if that ever happens. And over the years of trial and error, I've learned a lot of valuable skills, and now I get to share them with you, and I get to help other authors achieve their dream of becoming an author or just to help their business with their book. Fearless Author brought me in over $17,000 of revenue. It generated $17,000 of revenue in its first month. I remember when I signed up my first $3,000 marketing package for a client, and then just a few days later, I signed on a client for a $10,000 five children's book publishing package. And my husband and I were so excited. We were just jumping up and down like little kids. And now I realize that was only the beginning. And now my book brings me leads on autopilot every week. I never run out of work. I'm booked 6 months in advance. I'm turning down work sometimes, actually. And I've actually even had to hire a nanny and an assistant, which I never thought I'd have to do. This picture here is actually a maternity picture, and I was 9 months pregnant, and we crapped at my belly here because it was absolutely huge. My author journey, I wrote 8 manuscripts by the time I was 25 and also fulfilled my dream of becoming a multi best-selling author. I was homeschooled, so I had a lot more free time than most kids. I didn't get as much homework, and also our school day finished at like 12 or around lunchtime because we would do it much more quickly. So for fun, I would write books, and I'm really glad I did back then. Now I have two kids and a full time job. I still do write new books, but I'm glad I wrote most of them when I was younger because now that I'm older, I know how to publish them correctly and how to profit from them. My newest book, Fearless Author, generated over $17,000 worth of work in its first month. So, now I have this full-time publishing business and two kids, and if I can do this, you can do this. People ask me all the time, how do I write and publish so many books while being a stay-at-home mom and running a business? Honestly, I don't really know what to say. I just do it. I just prioritize. Um, you just have to cut things out of your life sometimes if you want to, actually write those books. If I'm going to tell you later on a quicker way to write books, that does not involve writing, but the writing part. it can be a little time consuming, but it's always worth it. It's so rewarding. I'm so passionate about it and I love it. It's all about time management, prioritization. Um, I produce my books really quickly. I come out with a new one every few months usually, and I have about 8 more less left to publish. So you can do this too. Even if you have a full-time job or a busy family life, even if like especially you can do this if you have someone else take care of all the publishing work for you, and also if you have someone help you write it. It can be done really quickly, and after your first book, it definitely gets easier and easier. So here are my books that are published right now on Amazon. Fearless Author is my newest one, as I said. I have Undercover Amish here, which was my most successful book until Fearless Author came along. That is now my most popular book. But Undercover Amish was my first that I republished, and the Ashley's Amish Adventure books were soon after. And this book, Freya, an Amish short story, is actually free on Amazon. And that box down on the bottom right are the books I give away for free for subscribers on my website. These have actually all been bestsellers except for the free one because it's free. Me and my books have been featured on Fox, NBC, and ABC, along with 310 other news websites actually. And these are all my books that are coming soon. After I finish publishing all my novels, I have a bunch of middle grade novelettes, which are like very short novels that I'm going to publish. And actually, there's one here that I forgot to add, which is a retelling of the Bible story Esther for middle schoolers. I really admire the Amish, if you haven't noticed, and I actually lived with some Amish families in Maine as part of my research. That's what the Ashley's Amish Adventures books are about. And people have been very curious about my experience there, so those books are really popular. Um, I mean, you don't have to do it the way I did. You don't have to do all this research and you probably if you're a client-based business owner, you are already an expert in what you do. And you don't even have to write the book. I'm going to teach you later on how to do that, but it doesn't have to take as long as I took. I did it the hard way basically, and I'm going to teach you some shortcuts. The beauty of self-publishing allows me to tell the stories that I want to tell, especially the stories I wrote when I was younger. I know that traditional publishers wouldn't take novels written by a teenager. So I am glad I get to publish these books that I wrote when I was younger and actually make some money from them. So, what is the ultimate business card? You've probably heard me mention this before. And if you haven't guessed by now, it's a book. Um, it established you as the go to expert in your niche. It brings you leads on autopilot, and you can hand it to clients or potential clients and show them, literally show them, you are an expert at what you do. And it will compel potential clients to choose you over your competitors. For example, if you are considering two realtors and one of them has written a best-selling book about real estate, which one would you choose? Probably the author, right? Shows that they're an expert. Common author myths debunked. You don't need a degree or need to be a professional writer to be an author. I think a lot of people jump to this conclusion that they just think that you have to go to college to be a writer or to get a degree in English to be an author, and that's not true. I didn't go to college at all. I only went to hair school, and most authors I know also did not go to college for writing. Maybe they went for other things, but I can't think of a single author I know that has an English degree. Your book doesn't even have to be long. People prefer shorter books now because they have shorter attention spans and they're just too busy to read long books. You don't need to sell thousands of books to be a bestseller. It's actually easier than you think. As long as your book is number one in its category, and I know how to pick just the right categories with low competition, um, where you can easily rank as a bestseller, as long as you market it and launch your book correctly. As long as it has that orange banner at some point, you can call yourself a best-selling author and you can put that on your book cover. However, many of my clients do go on to sell thousands of books, so it really just depends on your goals, depends on how much you're willing to invest in your marketing and how much you're willing to promote your book. The possibilities with self publishing are truly endless. Here are some top 10 common mistakes that new authors make. They just put a book up on Amazon and they just expect people to magically find it out of the 5 million other books. They don't invest in having it edited, which is a very bad idea. It can result in bad reviews, and that means even fewer people will want to buy it. They get a terrible $5 cover, or even worse, they try to make one themselves. I am so guilty of this. When I was a teenager, I did not know how to even buy a book cover, so I would go on my computer and just make one. It looked terrible. No wonder I didn't sell any books until I was 25 and actually figured out how to market my books correctly. People do judge a book by its cover, unfortunately. I know I'm also guilty of that. When I'm scrolling through Amazon and I see a book that catches my eye, I will click on it. And if I see one with a cover that, you can kind of tell it's self published, I'm less likely to click on it. But if you get a professional looking cover, no one will even know that you're self published. Not that being self published is a bad thing. I love self publishing so much. If you can't tell from the passion in my voice. 10 common mistakes. Here's the rest of the 10 common mistakes that new authors make. They don't get any reviews for their book before publishing it or launching it, which reviews are actually really important in the launch stage. They don't build an email list or an audience, and they just expect people to take a chance on them when they're a brand new author. They don't write a good description and include specific keywords. This is actually really, really helpful in getting you visibility. They don't find the best categories and keywords. This is also probably one of the most important things that you can do to get your book to show up on Amazon when people are searching for different topics that relate to your book. They don't launch their book properly, and this one is kind of just a obvious one, so I didn't include it, but they just give up too quickly. They think, self-publishing is just too hard. I'm just going to do something else, do it a different way. And it is hard, but if you have the right map to guide you, you can be successful. And these are the secrets I'm going to tell you today. So let's look at some pros and cons and compare traditional publishing to self-publishing. So traditional publishing, if a publisher does accept you, it can take over a year, sometimes 2 years to produce your book. Many publishers expect you to market your book yourself, and some do not even pay in advance or a large advance unless you have a huge following. I have a friend who's been doing this for 20 years, and he just recently heard that many publishers don't pay in advance unless you're a celebrity and they know your book will sell well because you have a huge following. And even if they do pay you in advance, you only get a small percentage of your royalties. You can make a lot more higher percent of your well, you keep all your royalties. Long term with self-publishing, you either get 35% or 70% depending on how you price it. With most publishers, you would get much less than 35%. You do not have to sign away the rights to your book with self-publishing. You get to keep all of your rights. You can use your book however you want. I turned down two traditional publishing offers um, just because I knew I would make more with self-publishing. And I also had an agent, and she was from one of the top Christian agencies in the country. And I ended up ending my relationship with her, and I chose to self-publish. And I'm really glad I did. I've made more from Undercover Amish than I would have with the publisher I was going to send it to, and I'm just so glad I did it this way. I actually also have a friend who sold his book to one of the top Christian publishers in the country, and they never ended up actually publishing it, and he lost the rights. He signed them away when he signed the contract, and now he can't use his book at all, even though they never published it. I'm not sure why they didn't. They might have gotten too busy, or I'm not sure, but it's when you self-publish, you keep all your royalties and all your rights, which is definitely the way to go in my opinion. Okay, so let's look at some aspects of self-publishing. Anyone can self-publish as long as you're determined enough and willing to learn, or you can just hire someone to do most of the work for you. I actually know an 8-year-old who wrote and self-published a book on Amazon, and she gave the proceeds to charity. She got nationwide attention from the media. It blew up. I think her proceeds went to an autism charity foundation, Autism Awareness Foundation, and she was on the news all over the country. And if an 8-year-old can do it, definitely you can do it. So you might be asking, isn't Amazon flooded with millions of Kindle books? It is, but last I heard there are 5 million books on Amazon. But this can actually be used to your advantage. With the right strategies, your book can be one of the successful ones. Most of them end up on what we call the slush pile. They just don't get much visibility at all. 80% of books are not properly launched or marketed, and they don't end up making back their production costs. This can be used to your advantage, though. If you're daring enough to be one of the few who produce and market a top quality book, yours is definitely going to rise above the slush pile. So I have a confession to make. I used to think self-publishing was for people who honestly were not good enough to get a traditional publishing deal. Obviously, since then I've seen the light, I've realized it's for people who want to keep the rights to their book and use their book to leverage their business, or people who are so passionate about a certain topic or a certain story that they want to publish and they don't want to change it for, either an agent or a publisher is asking them to either change the storyline or cut things out. They want to do it the way they want to do it and do it independently. If you launch your book and market it correctly, or have someone do it for you or help you, you can keep all your royalties and market it the way you want to, and you can use it to bring in leads on autopilot. A lot of the things that you can do with self publishing, you can't do with traditional publishing. And I actually have to thank Stacey Claflin, who was a USA Today best-selling indie author. I asked her some questions over email after I read a few of her books. I love her books, and she actually responded, and we talked over email for, I want to say, several months. She just answered all my questions, and I didn't even know that she was self-published until I asked her, and she told me she was independently published under her own imprint, and I was so blown away. She has over 40 books out, and she's releasing a new book, seems like every month. It's probably every 2 months, every 3 months. She's got a huge following, and she built it all on her own. She homeschools her kids, and she writes full time, and she is my role model. I want to be just like her someday and have 40 books out and homeschool my own kids, and she inspired me. She told me, "You seem too independent to traditionally publish," and she told me I should self-publish. And that was the first time I rethought things. I saw what she was doing. I saw how successful she was. I mean, she's a hard worker. She made it happen, and I realized I wanted to do that. So that's when I considered self-publishing for the first time. Self-publishing is not for those who can't get a traditional book deal. It's for people who choose self-publishing over traditional publishing, who want total control over their work, and who want to use their book to help to benefit them. Here's some benefits of self-publishing. You don't have to put up with agents changing your storyline or submitting your manuscript to endless publishing houses who just reject your masterpiece. When you self publish, you can write your book specifically to build your business by bringing in new leads on autopilot, as I mentioned before. You can do this by putting a link and a call to action at the beginning and the end of your book, and I'll explain more of that later. You can write about what you love. You don't need to wait for permission from anyone. It's really also hard to find an agent who will take on a brand new author. And Dr. Seuss was rejected 29 times before he was published. So just imagine how long it could take. You could start making money with self-publishing within just a few weeks or a few months. Most allow you to submit to only one at a time, most publishers, and they take months to respond. I mean, they can take up to 6 months to a year to respond. And they usually only take authors with large followings, like a large email list or a large Facebook group or a large Twitter following. How long might it take for you to get accepted if you do? It could take a year or two just to produce the book. And with self publishing, you can get results much quicker and start building your business and start building your brand quicker. Accelerated success. With self publishing, you can publish your books in just a few short weeks and you keep all of your royalties, as I said, up to 70%. You don't have to split them with a publisher. It's so much better. You have complete control of your work and I mean, it's more work, but you get all of the rewards and you don't have to share them with anyone. You also don't have to give an agent a percentage of your royalties on top of getting a small amount of royalties with a traditional publisher. Sorry, a small percentage. Also, it could be a small amount. You can write about what you're an expert at in your business and use it to leverage your business. And most publishers, they're not going to allow that. That's not what they're looking for most of the time. They have pretty specific guidelines on what they accept. How to use your book to build your business. You can bring it with you when you have speaking gigs and hand it out to people who attend or sell it. You can gift signed copies of your book to new clients and your potential clients. Keep it in your office for everyone to see who enters. You can give it away during contests, whether either at work or on Facebook, different contests. You can put a call to action with a link to your website in the front and the back. So you might be thinking, why a book? It's just, it's a physical way to show people that you literally are an expert. And I don't know about you, but like I said before when I mentioned the realtors, I would definitely choose the realtor who wrote the book. It shows me that they are the absolute best at what they do in their field, especially even all their local competitors. It shows that they're ahead and they did their research and they did the work to become a best-selling author, and they have the respect that comes with becoming a best-selling author. So, what is the call to action in a book? A call to action is when you invite people, the reader or your potential client, to take action. For example, you put the link in to your website and you invite them to contact you or go to your website, maybe book a call with you or set up an appointment to like a free consultation with you. One of the best ways to build your email list on autopilot is through the call to action that you place in the front matter and the back matter. So the front matter is the front pages before the actual book begins, and the back matter is at the end, like after the story or the actual part, the reading material ends. Like at the end, there might be some acknowledgments or some other links to other books that the author has written. That is the back matter. How to build your email list on autopilot. You can add hundreds or even thousands of new email subscribers to your email list every year by also including a freebie offer at the front and back matter of your book. A freebie offer is when you write up a short story, if you're a fiction writer, or a short report, or like a checklist, like I give away on my website, that goes along with your book, and give it away to subscribers for free on your site when you use a software like MailChimp or Aweber or something like that. So, for example, you could say, do you like free ebooks? Go to my website and download my free ebooks. An email list is extremely valuable because you actually own it. With one email that you send to your email list, you can launch a product to your entire list and sell dozens of copies. People are visual, so it really helps to include a cover image in your freebie offer. Facebook pages, Twitter, and Instagram can change their rules at any time, but an email list is yours forever, and you can use it to sell your products and build your audience in the most effective way. Get potential clients to book with you automatically. You can invite readers to contact you for more information and offer to do a free consultation or some free coaching to answer some of their questions. You can include a link to your website or your email, some way that they can get into contact with you, either by calling you, which you probably don't want to include your phone number, but that is another way you can do it. You can also do this to get reviews by including a link to your book and requesting some honest reviews. Make sure you just say honest, though. Don't ask for any positive reviews because that's against Amazon's rules. And they will catch you. Don't even try. Drive sales to your book for free automatically with a free book. So you might be thinking, why would you give away your book for free? Well, it's definitely worth it, especially if it's a short book or a short story or a report. It doesn't have to be long. You can use a perma-free book, which is a book that is permanently free, to bring traffic to your main book, which is the one that you're using to build your business, or the main book that your story that if it's fictional, the main one that you want to drive sales to. After someone reads your free book, if they like it, they'll want to read more from you, so they're going to go look at your other books. Your perma-free book can be short. It can be a short story, as I said, a report, something really valuable though. I mean, just because it's short doesn't mean it's not. It doesn't have to be valuable. It should be very valuable. Just make sure you don't make it the same as the freebies on your website because they should be different. You shouldn't. I mean, why would people go to your website to download something free so they can just get off of Amazon from you? Just make sure it's two separate things. You can also put your call to action in your perma-free book, which will result in more email subscribers and more business for you. People are always hesitant at first to give away their hard work for free, but in the long run, the reviews you're going to get are going to bring in more sales and it'll build you a bigger following over time. So it's definitely worth it. This is how you can find some great keywords for your book. So when you publish a book on Amazon, you're going to get 7 keywords that you can use. And most people just kind of just type in random things for that, what just words that relate to their book. Here's a really weird trick that not many people know about that will get you some high traffic keywords for your book after you publish. So just pretend like you're going to set up an Amazon ad. This is the link here, ams.amazon.com, and click on Start a New Campaign. Click on Sponsored Ads and then click on the book. If you have several books, you click on the one that you want to select. Type in any amount in the budget box because it won't let you do this until you do that. You're not going to actually pay for the ad, so just type in a random number and click on Manual Targeting. Amazon's then going to give you a list of keywords that have recently brought traffic to your book. Use the top 7 as the keywords for your book in the KDP listing. So as I said, these keywords are going to get you visibility probably almost more than anything else. They're extremely, extremely important, and most people don't realize that. Here is how you can get some great keywords for Amazon ads. After you publish your book, go to Amazon and search for your name in the search bar. After your book pops up, so you can only do this after you publish your book, click on your name and it's going to take you to your Author Central profile if you've set it up. And most authors don't, so make sure you do because it is important. Not that most authors don't. There's just several authors that don't even know about it, but it's a great way to showcase all your books. So make sure you do. Scroll down to the bottom left side and you'll see a list of other authors that um, readers also bought books from, so other authors that are similar to you. And these names are going to be great keywords to use for your Amazon ads. So this might sound a little confusing to you, but it probably sounds more complicated than it really is. So are you guys still with me? Type yes in the chat box if you want me to move forward. And the next step will be how to produce a quality book in one weekend. So yes, yes, move forward. Okay, here we go. Next slide here. How to produce a quality book without actually writing it. Did you know you can author a fantastic book without typing one single word? It's actually true. By using the recording device on your phone or recording software on your computer, you can record yourself speaking your book into existence. And then you can pay someone else to type it out for you and edit it. This can be done in as little as 2 days if you really, really just work on it and get it done. Can you imagine producing a book in just one weekend and then publishing it just within a few short weeks afterwards? Thanks to modern technology, you do not have to spend hours, days, or months typing out your book, unless you're like me and you like writing it yourself, which is also, you can do both ways. You can do it either way. But a lot of people don't have the time to actually physically write their book. What now? So, what are the next steps that you can take? Now that I've told you what you can do to use a best-selling book to build your business, you have mainly 2 options. One, you can do it on your own like I did and spend months or years, which it was 10 years for me, trying to figure out how to publish a successful book, wasting money and time. This is like driving from Portland, Maine to LA without a map. Option two, you can choose the accelerated path to success by hiring someone who's been there and done all of that to coach you through it and to avoid all the mistakes that they made, or to do the publishing and marketing for you if you don't have time. And maybe even the writing and the transcription if you really don't want to write it yourself. Our process usually takes 1 to 3 months, saving you months or even years of wasted time. Here's a quick recap on what we learned today. We learned the top 10 most common mistakes new authors make, how to use your book as the ultimate business card to build your business and establish your credibility, how to build your business on autopilot, how to get potential clients to book appointments with you on autopilot, how to drive sales to your book on autopilot also for free, the weird trick I do on how to find great keywords for your book, and also how to find great keywords for your Amazon ads, how you can produce a top-notch book without writing it, even in a weekend, the pros and cons of traditional publishing and self-publishing, and as I said, how to write a book in a weekend. If this sounds good to you, I have something really special I want to offer you. I want to offer you a free strategy session. I've opened up spots on my calendar and I want to help people like you who are interested in writing and publishing a book either because it's your dream or you want to use it to build your business. If you want to learn more about self-publishing, go to my website, ashleyemmaauthor.com, and you can book a free call with me there. You can ask me on the call questions about your book or your book idea, and I'll give you guidance and some coaching. And this call is completely free. There's no pressure to buy anything. Um, if after talking I think you're a good fit for Fearless Publishing House, I might invite you to be one of the few new clients we take on. But I am pretty booked, so that might not happen. But I'm passionate about helping new authors. And this is something I want to do for you guys as a thank you for coming to my webinar. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I hope that you contact me if you're interested. You won't get one of my employees. You'll actually talk to me personally. And if you can't find a spot on the calendar, you can just email me. My email is ashley@ashleyemmaauthor.com. Which will you choose? Will you try to publish a successful book on your own, spinning your wheels in frustration and wasting time and money? Or hire an expert to help you publish your own print book and Kindle book within the next 1 to 3 months. Will you be holding your published book in your hands within the next few months or not? So here's some live question and answers. Go ahead and type your questions in the chat box, and I'm very happy to answer them for you. If you happen to get a question that I didn't get to answer if I run out of time, just email me at ashley@ashleyemmaauthor.com, and I'll try to get that answered for you. There are a lot of questions coming in. I'm going to try to answer as many as I can here. How much does it cost? We offer custom publishing packages that we tailor to you based on your book goals and your budget. For example, like some people already have things done, like they might already have a book cover or editing. So prices vary greatly. We will come up with a custom package for you. It all depends on what you can afford and what your plans are for your book. What are the steps of publishing a book? There are several steps. The most basic are outlining, producing the book either through recording or writing. Then there's editing, beta reading if you choose to do that if you already have an email list. It's definitely helpful, but you don't have to. Proofreading after that. Publishing. So that includes choosing the best keywords and categories. Writing the book description and then choosing one of several great covers that we can provide. Then you upload it to KDP and create space for the print book. And then the launching. That's marketing, getting reviews, press releases, etc. So those are some of the main steps. What services do you offer? As I said before, we can make a custom package for you. We do everything from coaching, editing, cover design, helping you get reviews, marketing, press releases, helping you build your email list, helping you write the emails to send to your email list to gain reviews and sales, submitting your book to 60 top ebook sites for you, submitting to the top 70 ebook Facebook groups for you, formatting, teaching you how to create buzz for your book on with your friends on Facebook. So many. We do everything you could possibly need. Many steps go into producing a top quality book, but we take care of organizing it all for you and carrying it out. We can even coach you through the writing process too if you get stuck and if you want to write it yourself. Do you do both fiction and nonfiction? Yes, we do both. And we have pretty flexible guidelines on what we accept. Um, so, I mean, you can just send us your idea and we'll let you know if we would accept it or not. Does my book have to be a certain length? No, we don't. I mean, we even do children's books and short reads, so those are pretty short. And remember, shorter books are popular, so we don't have a certain length that we require. No. Do you accept every book that's submitted? No, we definitely don't. We can only take on so many, first of all, and we only take on the ones that we think will become really successful. So, I mean, we're not going to take on your book if we don't think that it's going to either, help you build your business or be successful. We just want to make sure that you're happy with your results. And if we don't think that it's a good fit for our company, we won't take it on and we'll let you know. We strive to produce really top quality books that teach valuable lessons or leave readers feeling inspired. So we only take on the best books and the books that we think will be the best fit. Are you a vanity publisher? No, we are not. We help you self-publish your book. We we give you you keep all of your royalties. You don't sign away your rights, and we actually really care about your book. We care about your success. We're gonna actually market it. We're gonna actually do what we say we do. And I mean, some vanity publishers have a bad rap, but I mean, some are good, some are bad. But we're not like that. We're just helping you self-publish your book. You have total control over the entire process too. All right. Well, I am running out of time for today. Definitely submit your question to Ashley at ashleyamauthor.com if yours didn't get answered, and I'll definitely do my best to answer that for you. All right. And as I said earlier, if you want to talk to me about your book, please head on over to my website, ashleyamauthor.com, and book a free call with me. It's completely free, and I would love to talk to you about your book and your book idea and help you out if I can. Thank you so much for coming to my webinar today. I hope you all have a great day, and I really look forward to hearing from you. All right, thanks everyone.